Hi, coffee, tea, and consciousness. I'm Anne.
I'm Mel. Thanks for joining us.
We picked the topic of looking at things from a higher perspective, but we're still human. So there's still those human emotions that
That's
get
right.
stirred up in the mix.
Right. And we are
Mm,
always having big experiences with we can see things from higher perspective. Maybe
mm.
not even in the moment. Sometimes I have an
It takes a
experience over the
minute.
weekend. Yeah, sometimes it takes a minute to really see it clearer, but
Yeah.
also when you're in it, you do have feelings. We did come here on purpose to feel things, to experience things, not only to just see things from the higher perspective. I would just like to add a little thought of my own.
Hmm.
It feels to me like in the spiritual community, people that are only seeing things from a higher perspective have greater I've respected them, I think I respected them for a while more. Oh, look at how spiritually inclined they are. Look at how they can always see things from a higher perspective. And then I think now, as I've been going
Hmm.
through more of this, like, actually, all of us dummies down here that came to this earth plane on purpose to feel things, to experience things,
Yeah.
like, it takes a great deal of courage to just fucking feel it.
It's very, yeah, it really does. It takes
I
a lot.
Takes a
It
lot of
does.
courage to
It
feel it,
does.
to be vulnerable enough with one another
Hmm.
to say
Yeah.
how we're actually feeling instead of just going even if you do have some, self-awareness.
Well, and you can still have self-awareness, but still look at it as a human.
Right.
Like I've been going through stuff. A big chapter of my life ended with raising my kids, and finally the youngest one graduated high school, and so everyone's an adult. And looking at that time period, I mean, that was 30 years of my life, and when you're in the thick of raising kids, you push a lot of shit down, suppress a lot of things just to get through the moment,
Just in
and
survival mode.
just in survival, and a lot of things are coming up. My husband does not like it when I tell him about things that I pushed down that he did. And granted, I also can see it from the perspective of I had to go through that thing to, I guess, get to this thing. Like at the time, a lot of my shit was tied to self worth, right? And I thought I was always, I got the belief that the person working outside of the home, their gig was way more important than what's happening in the home. So I sucked up a lot of my feelings about that. And I think he at the time was also, I can't put words in his mouth, so I shouldn't, but I think that there was a lot of he he saw his dad go and do like golf leagues and that type of thing, which is great if you never travel, but my husband traveled a ton. And so things like that, doing these extra things, like I'll say in my human form really pissed me off. And it was like I was a built-in babysitter at times.
So from the
So
higher perspective, you can see that you needed to go through those things, right? To get to here,
right.
right?
Yeah.
To begin to really value, right? You
Myself.
value
Yeah.
yourself, value your
Yeah.
time, value your effort and your
Mhm.
energy that was given. So you needed to
Yeah.
go through this time where you were, sort of being maybe taken advantage of, could be maybe a word that could be used
Yeah.
from a human perspective, but also recognizing, hey, I can see how from bigger perspective that was needed, right? I
Right.
needed to go through
So
that,
now so now I'm at the point where I'm seeing my worth, or
right?
getting closer to seeing my worth and letting a lot of those, I don't know, I wanna say beliefs, but letting go of what is that, like, these preconceived notions or of what my role was
Right.
that I got handed down to me from society or from parents, all the things. And so now I'm to the point where I'm ready to accept my worth and move on. But you have to, it's like going through the fucking swamp
Yeah.
and it pulls up a lot of shit, which my husband is like, and that was 20 years ago. You must have had a horrible fucking life and our blah, 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 blah. He gets very defensive, which at the same time, I also know that it's not my responsibility about how he takes what I have to say.
But as a human, even though I know, and I'll say
Mhm.
this, I know that there are times that I am giving Jimmy an opportunity
Mhm. Mhm.
to speak out loud, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Jimmy doesn't say a lot. He keeps a lot of stuff in. And I give him a lot of opportunity because I go overboard and he is going to get really upset.
Oh,
So I could see, like, but it doesn't make it easy to hear the
right.
upsetness, right?
Right.
It doesn't make it
Yeah.
easier on me to hear it or to feel it. And
Mhm.
then, even though he gets to say those things and I get to feel all of the feelings, whether it's I'm
Mhm.
being defensive, whether it's I'm angry at you for saying
Mhm.
that out loud to me, whether my feelings are hurt, regardless, I still
See,
get to
then it
feel those
yeah.
feelings. And
So
he
then it
still
kind of
gets to
brings
say
up a
it
swamp in you,
for
right?
sure.
Because
So
then it's
he'll
bringing up
say,
that shit for
well,
you too,
I'm not allowed to say any of that stuff. No, no, please do. Please trigger the fuck out of me.
right?
Please trigger me all the way that you can, that it feels
See, and
right
you
for you to
want
say it
to,
right now. Yes.
but when your spouse doesn't want to be triggered, he doesn't want to feel any of those feelings, he doesn't wanna feel any of it. There's a part of me that's then like, "Well, I guess I'm on my own, like, this is just my thing."
Yeah, and that's hard. And I would say, even as the human who wants to be triggered, I say to Jimmy, Jimmy's like, well, I can't say that. No, no, that's not true. Please say that. And Annie, you're allowed to express all your feelings on here because I see that you got some. But it is okay to do it. And it is for each of us, even though it hurts like a motherfucker, even though it feels like it's ripping my skin off, even though it's triggering old wounds that I've got from my family, from my upbringing, from my own worthiness and my self worth, right?
Mhm.
Do you want to share?
I can't talk right now.
So right. So this weekend, we had an opportunity. I have given my husband a lot. I am a freewheeling rough rider. I mean, I am I am a free bird. Jimmy is stability. So, I have a lot of things that I have done in our life that have caused a lot of trouble, and I'll just say human trouble. I've caused a lot of motherfucking problems in our marriage, with our kids, with our finances, with our life in general, because I have always been of the belief, I am fine. We're fine.
Mhm.
Something in me has always known that I am fine, no matter how bad it gets or how whatever, we're fine. And now it's like, even though I know that, I really don't wanna cause trouble. It doesn't feel as fun to me
Right.
to go as far as I used to go
Mhm.
in the naughtiness or in the, lack of any kind of responsibility, because Jimmy's always been overly responsible for all of us.
Right.
So, this weekend, I'm expressing this feeling, like, I do recognize the pain and the trouble I've caused, because I
Mhm.
have really enjoyed a lot of the nonsense that I in the moment of creating it was really fun.
Mhm.
And when it was created and we have problems now, I've been like, "Yeah, we'll be fine. Just roll with me. Just keep rolling with me, Jimmy. Just come on, hon. Just let it go. Just roll with me." Well, he did. For a lot of years, he has suppressed his own feelings about
Mhm.
Mel creating a lot of trouble for him to roll with. He does not want to fucking roll. He doesn't want to. He is so all done rolling. And so I was saying this weekend, I can see all the ways that I've changed. And I was sort of asking him, "Can you see them too?" And he said, "Yes." And I'm so thankful. And I came out of my skin. We were there with some
Mhm.
friends. They watched me come out of my skin. like I was a bear and I was gonna attack him. He jumped out of his chair, actually. I didn't
Right.
actually move, but my energy at him was so strong that he
Mhm.
jumped out of his chair, and our friends were watching this engagement, and I'm like, "I don't know what you why'd you jump?" I didn't do anything, and they were like our friends were like, "Did you have no idea what you look like. You look like you were going to murder him." For what?
Mhm.
Because he was thankful that I have changed to make life easier. And
Right.
in me, I was like, and I am so tired of my whole life being told I need to change to make life easier for everyone around
Mhm.
me. Even though in me, I do appreciate the changes I've made so I'm not making life harder.
Right.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
But I will tell you, even though I know it, when he said it, it was so fucking hard, and
Uh,
I expected it. I
well,
was
I was talking
asking him.
about getting a side job and, like, where you can create your own hours, and Tony was super excited about it, and the second he showed excitement about it, and I'm like, "And you can
I'm out.
stop because that makes me not wanna get a job at all." So,
I'm not
I'm
doing
gonna
anything you want me to do. If that makes you happy, I
yeah,
am not doing it. Fuck off.
be yeah, and I know that that's a thing within me. I do know that, like,
Yeah.
I wanna be I wanna do it because I wanna do it, not because it would make you happy that I do it. I want it to be on my terms,
Yep.
not on yours and how it makes you feel. And so that's
And
why
even
I
if
am
it makes you
resistance to
happy,
it.
please, you need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, like,
also,
tell
I'm so
everyone else how
glad.
happy you are.
Yes, but I'm
Yeah,
so glad that it does make you happy.
right. I think,
Can you share what you were just going
my
through there?
I think, like, you're my best friend, but he's my best friend. He's
Yeah,
my
of course.
person. And I think I've always, like, I wanted to take our relationship, I think, beyond the surface, and I wanna be able to share with him. And, of course, like you, getting triggered, like, I you're happy that I fucking changed. Like, I wish so that we could kind of have a like, where he didn't take it as such an attack because that's what he goes to. Like, I thought we had a great life. I'm not saying that we haven't had a great life, but I'm saying that these things are coming up for me, and this is how I feel. It's not an attack on you. I get that you feel it's an attack on you. Would I be excited to hear him say stuff like that to me? Maybe not, but we could have a go at it. Like, let's fucking scream it out. Like, I don't really give a shit because I want to move through it.
Right. I wanna
And
feel it and move it on.
yeah, because I know that once I feel it and I get it through my body, I can, we can get past it.
Yeah.
But he shuts down. And so last night I'm talking to him about stuff going on or things that have come up. And he shuts down, and so then it's like, well, I'm just beating a dead fucking horse, and what's the point? And so then I leave, and then more shit keeps piling on, but I know he's already feeling guilty for the other things I've said, and maybe he's not feeling guilty. I don't know what he's feeling, honestly, because he doesn't really tell me, and he likes to do well, he's a Libra, so he doesn't like confrontation, so and whatever, but so that one's hard for him, obviously, but it's like I can't even talk to him about it. It's like, who knows what it'll be like tonight when he gets home. Is there gonna be any hellos, or he likes to use me as the reason why we don't talk. "You're mad." That's always an easy go-to, "You're mad,"
But even
which
if I
half the time
am
I'm not
mad,
even fucking mad.
but what if you were? So what? Doesn't mean that we don't get to talk about it. Even if I
Yeah,
am mad, we could still have a conversation.
right,
And now you can see, right? But then you look at from the higher perspective, this is taking you to where you want to go, right?
right. I
Moving
need to
through it
move
all.
through it. Yeah,
And, sometimes the frustration is the amount of time it takes to move through it.
mhm,
And I feel like this is a second recourse to our other podcast we did talking about loving our partners and how challenging it's been to awaken to some spiritual natures and have them
Mhm.
still be in living mostly in the real world.
Well, yeah, because it's like I'm always admitting or isn't it's not admitting, but saying, like, what my faults are or
Yeah.
seeing things differently or taking responsibility. Like, of course, I want to blame him for some of the things that have happened, but I also know that it was me and I thought that I needed to do the thing that I did or whatever I'm working through. So I know that it's me, it's not him, but there's still that part of me that wants to say, and you did this, you motherfucker. And but then I'm like, but that's not really helpful. But at the same time, is it helpful or is it not helpful? I don't really know. I guess it's like the whole pyramid of your right, your emotions
Mhm.
and getting from one to the next to the next.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Was it
of
Dr.
course,
Fredrickson's?
there's gonna be some rage there.
Right, and that's okay, and I think that's the thing. I said for a long time, "Jimmy, when you finally feel like" and I would say, "When Mel is finally capable of accepting your rage for
Mhm,
the messes I've made in our life, then you're gonna finally be able to share them." And I really
mhm.
appreciate every time we've gone to, like, an energy reader or something and they talk about Jimmy's throat chakra, how his throat chakra's really clogged,
Close.
and then I sort of joke and say, "Oh, we want it open," but actually, no, actually, let's keep that one closed now for a minute. I'm
Oh, I
not
do
really
remember. You're like, "Oh my god, it's gonna freak me the fuck out when this throat chakra
when his throat chakra opens, I'm gonna lose my head.
Mhm.
But then I'll say instead now, I'm gonna know when yours does open and you're able to say things to me that you've
That
been
you're ready."
bottling up, like you've been bottling up for all these years. When
Mhm.
Jimmy's finally ready to say those things to me,
You'll also
I
be ready.
I will also be ready, even if it
Mhm.
hurts, right?
Yep.
Because when you are the one, and it is true, I love me so fucking much. I think I'm one of the most fun people I know. Actually,
Mhm.
I'll meet other people that are supposed to be fun, and I'm thinking, you ain't fucking got no fun on me. I mean, I am way more fun than you. I look at all of the ways that I bring so much like levity and enjoyment and pleasure to our family and our relationship and our life. But
Mhm.
if I was married to myself, we would
That'd
never
be a
have a
different
home to
story.
live in.
Right.
We would
Yeah.
never have had a vehicle. Like there is no way on God's green earth that we could have lived. I couldn't
Mhm.
we and I could not have survived together. I needed someone to
Right.
balance me out. And I know that Jimmy finds my fun and joy to sometimes be awesome,
Mhm.
and I'm sure that there's a lot of me that he is so thankful for, and then there's these parts of me that I know have made our life harder,
Mhm.
and for that, I have my own I don't feel it as guilt or shame anymore, but I do feel sad that I brought this
Yeah.
man that I love most
Mhm.
a lot of discomfort. A
Right.
lot of extra effort and energy to keep us stable. And so when he is able to say things, I know I'm ready. And so I think
Mhm.
for him, he may be like you that he's suppressed a lot of things. He does
Mhm.
say things now sometimes. Like he actually tells me no. Now,
Which is huge. That's huge.
that is really huge. Jimmy, for the first 20 years of our marriage, did not tell
Mhm.
me no. I mean,
Yeah.
are you kidding? I mean, the random time I
I
shouldn't
think
say
it's made
never.
it but I think it's also made it easier for him to say no to you because you know from Cindy that you gotta be told
Sometimes
no.
I gotta be told
Yeah.
no. And
Yeah.
as someone
And so
who's
I think
resisted that for my whole
yeah.
life, and for someone who just feels like all he's doing is, he w it's funny, I have ADHD and when I was tested, I lack I have almost 0 impulse control, which
Mhm.
I look at my whole
Explains
life
a lot. Yeah.
explains a
Yeah.
lot, like, I was literally climbing out the window of my classroom and
Mhm.
going to get donuts. Well,
Right.
why would you climb out the window? Why would you do that? Well, I wanted donuts right now. Well,
Mhm.
that's absurd. No, no, no. I knew I couldn't leave out the front door because I would get caught by whoever, so
But
I would just go out the window.
mhm,
And the teacher was like, "You can't do that. No, 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 I'll be right back. It's fine. I'll bring enough for all of us. It'll be okay." Like, I this is like a snapshot of all of Mel's existence.
mhm, yeah,
And Jimmy's over here just trying to keep us, like you, sort of
mhm,
afloat and together. And
mhm,
and I guess maybe we're mirroring each other because now that I'm here, I can see all the trouble. And I no longer have the shame and the guilt about the trouble, but I do feel
mhm,
sad for
right,
the trouble I've caused our family and the trouble I've caused him and myself for that matter.
mhm,
But I still have a hard time with him being glad that I've changed to make it easier.
yeah, yeah.
But I
I
do
think
think I still need to hear it.
yeah. Well, I think, like, last night so I feel like I get pieces of it, and so, like, last night, it brought up his family, and so, of course, that's hard for him to hear, and so I'm going on, and he is discussing, like, things, but once we got done, because I knew that it was he couldn't take it hearing anymore, so then I go outside, and I'm thinking through things because that's just how my brain works, and so it's like there's this piece with the family, sure, but then there's more things, like, it kinda dawned on me, like, he's always put them above our family because he never wants to tell them no because he feels he owes them so much, and so then my realization is, so he would go and whatever was happening, he would make it a priority, "I'm going, and you guys are staying home," or whatever, use whatever reasoning, and so then there's that realization, like, holy shit, he's never I like, and I know that this isn't true because I know it's gonna go on to another aspect of it. But at this point, it's like they would come first and we were down here and we were down here because I was like Jimmy, the stable one.
Mhm,
You know what I mean? Like, and so I don't have to worry about the kids. I know that she's gonna be able to deal with them, but I'm gonna go do this because I never want to tell them no.
mhm.
But I know that that's like, and so then I'm
That's the
like,
human
God damn
part.
it. Yeah, but then I'm like, I shouldn't have talked to him yet because there was still more coming in. Like, you know what I mean? Like I jumped the fucking gun and all of these things and but it doesn't make what I said not true in my eyes. I think he sees some of it, but I don't know. It's hard working through stuff and a lot of our stuff is with the family and that's a huge part of why I came here too, was there's my astrology chart, it's huge. The houses, like the most signs are in marriage and family and that type of thing. So it's like obviously I came here to work through a bunch of that bullshit. Thanks a
Right.
lot. So anyway,
Well, there is this I'm going through it and it's really hard. And I can also see how all of that was for me, right?
yeah,
I needed to see how far can I get pushed down before finally Annie says, I deserve better. I am
yeah,
worth more than the bottom of the barrel. I am worth more
mhm,
than being treated second fiddle to your originating family. Our
yeah,
family is more important, or at least equally as important. And I
right,
am ready now to claim my spot that says,
mhm,
I am worthy of all of the attention that I
right,
desire, right? So you
right,
do know, like, there's the human part that you got to go through
mhm,
because we came here on purpose. We,
yeah,
I mean, there are those who I'm sure came here to be masters, right? They did. I'm sure
yeah,
that that's true. But the rest
mhm,
of us, we're here on purpose in the earth plane to have the experiences, to have these feelings, and not to,
mhm,
when we're
right,
ready.
right,
And I will say for years, I wasn't ready. I think I said in a different podcast, I was extraordinarily selfish. It's okay, right?
mhm.
Jimmy had to get to the place where he was ready to say, "Hey, no."
Enough. Yeah.
That's a fucking enough. You need to act a little more like an adult. You're not
Mhm.
actually a toddler. I mean, I'll be
Right.
sometimes like even now, "Oh, man, I feel like I am a toddler." He's like, "Hey, Ann, hey, Ann, you're in your 50s. Like, I love you, and I
Mhm.
love that you feel very toddlerish and you wanna play. Mhm, mhm.
Mhm.
But could you please call on the house insurance today? You've been saying you're gonna get on that one. So, can
Mhm.
you," and I've now said,
But you're supposed to do it because 'cause you're stability.
"But you're supposed to do it, but you're because you're stability, and I am stability. I'm going to work all day," right? Like, I am
Mm,
stability. I am, and there are some things it does feel like he is supposed to do because when I do them, even when I'm trying
yeah,
my best, I am fucking them up 6 days to sideways. It is just a
right.
and
You know
often
when things fall apart. That is too something that we have noticed. It's
yeah,
either not the right time or it's not for you to do.
that's right.
If
I
things don't work out and it's not easy,
mhm.
or if there is like obstacle after obstacle, it is not for you to do. Or maybe it is, but maybe today ain't the day.
Maybe today and today. So we had this
Mhm.
experience. I will say I do have the pleasure in my life now to often hear, "Don't do that.
Mhm.
Mm-mm-mm. No, 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 no." So we're
Mhm.
going through an experience with Jimmy's dad. His dad was sick and we had to move him out of his apartment, or at least that's what it looked like we needed to do physically. We needed to move him
Mhm.
out of his apartment. And also, at the same time, their mom died. So not only did their mom just die, but now their dad is also very sick at the same time. And
Mhm.
as we're going through the process of handling her affairs, we're also having to go through the process of handling his. And it is a lot.
Right.
It was a lot. And
Mhm.
I am telling you, I knew I am not to muddle. I know.
Mhm.
I was not to muddle. I was not to muddle. I was not to get in the middle of this. This was not for me. But because I've spent so much of my life, I've tried to overcorrect sometimes. I spend so much
Yeah.
of my life fucking off and fucking up that
Mhm.
when I do get an opportunity to be quote unquote helpful, which in
Mhm.
parentheses, if I were writing this, I would say, which normally is I'm gonna fuck up more right here. This is when you know. This is
Right.
when you know.
Yeah.
But the family was sort of in this stall. We
Mhm.
felt like this thing needed to get done. We wanted it to get done, but we couldn't quite muster up the energy to do it. But Mel is over here on her
Let's
ADHD
do
med.
it.
"Hey,
Mhm.
don't you worry about me. I can handle all of that for us." So, to be helpful, because for so long, I feel like the helpfulness that I've done is only to show people what not to do or what to when I feel like I was gonna be helpful in a way that was, like, at this moment helpful, I thought, "I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna start packing." It was a Saturday, Jimmy was home, and I'm like, "I'm going." And he was like, "Well, you could wait for me." The fuck I'm not. I don't know how long it's gonna take you. I'm going right now. And in my
Mhm.
ear, my spirit-led right ear, I am like, I'm driving to the apartment, and the whole time I'm actually joking to myself, "Boy, what is gonna come of this? You are really
Mhm.
in for a
Mhm.
doozy." Drove to the apartment, got in, and started packing all this stuff up, which how unhelpful is that? I was packing stuff.
Well, it's
Isn't
like
that
when you helped,
helpful?
but it's like, yeah, but it's like when you helped keep the kids for Molly so she could do the thing and then you
Yeah,
back one out.
yeah.
Like, you should start listening to that ear, baby.
I should start
Start
listening
listening.
to that ear. So, in this particular experience where I decided I wasn't going to, and I was actually cracking jokes about what I was gonna end up going through at the end of this experiment
Mhm.
I'm putting on, like, I'm going against everything I know I should be doing right now, but I want to appear helpful, which is a real problem because sometimes I want
Yeah.
to appear helpful. It looks like I might be, but in truth, mm-mm. So I'm there. Then I'm finally done. I don't know what time it is, midday on that day. I'm done. I'm gonna go home. I get back home and, Jimmy and I were like ships passing in the night. So as I'm coming home, he was going there.
Mhm.
He gets there and has a conversation with dad about all the ways that I have packed up these
Fucked it
things.
up.
Yeah, and everything I did that day needed to be undone. Every fucking thing. So I spent this whole morning and early afternoon box and all that. You
Mhm.
wouldn't think that this would be, but for whatever reason, the way I did it, and it's energy, right? Like it is
Well,
the experience.
it was
It was
pushing though
I was
too.
pushing. I
Yep.
wanted to get this
"Let's
shit
get this
done. I was
done."
so
Yep.
tired of it looming over us, feeling like it was this
Mhm.
mentally heavy, you know, like
Constant
whatever, like this wet
conversation.
fucking blanket on top of us that I wanted out from underneath. And so I am going to do it even though I knew. Turns out now Jimmy had to spend the whole rest of the day undoing everything I did. Every fucking
Mhm.
thing I did. The only thing I would say that was actually helpful is the boxes were made. I did tape the boxes, so that did stay stuck. Otherwise, nothing else I did that day worked out. Everything had to be undone. So now he's working double time to undo everything I did and then to redo it in the manner that it needed to be done.
That he wanted, yeah.
Because sometimes it is it is true we go, for me, I correct too far. So I've been, you know, a real fun loving kind of gal for so many years that every now and then I'm gonna get some work done. And then when I do it, I'll break me, I'll break someone else, I'll
Yeah,
break something's probably gonna get broke. When Mel starts thinking that she's and that's because I went too far.
right.
Instead, maybe I could have said, "Hey, I've been more I don't know how I could have done it different at home. Been more soothing, like, it's gonna take the time it needs. Remind him that it's fine that it's
Mhm.
taking, or whatever the case may be, but instead of doing the thing, I jumped over too far to I'll just get it all done and then fuck it all
Yeah,
up so that you can correct that later. And
right.
now I'll say, Jimmy one time said, "Hey, can you take care of there was a bill that needed to be paid today. Hey, can you get online and do that?" And,
Mhm.
the last time I got online and did that, I paid a bill twice. That was so helpful.
There you
As a
go.
matter of fact, I told Jimmy,
Yeah.
"Hey, look at I paid that phone bill." He goes,
We're
"For next
caught
month."
up. We're caught up.
I know. I said I was going through bills. I thought I was being helpful. Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely were for next month.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I really
Yeah.
appreciate the time when we had I had to pay, I think it was like $300 on a credit card or something, and that was
Yeah.
already done also, and now we have a credit sitting there. Like,
Mhm. That's
so now
cool.
you either have to
Cool.
work to get it right. That's cool. Isn't
Mhm.
that cool? So
Well,
sometimes I
just use
do
the
know
card and use that credit, it's free now.
it's free now. It's
Whatever I
free
buy
now.
is free.
Yeah, we've
That's
had
a good
that
way to do
conversation.
math. That's
Right.
girl math, they like to say.
That's definitely so sometimes I do say, "I don't think that that's for me." I will say
Which
that
is
now.
good to
Yep.
recognize.
I gotta
That's huge.
that is not I'm hearing a tut, tut, tut. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that one's yours. I
Mhm.
don't think that
Mhm.
and then I say, but I would really like to be helpful." Right?
Mhm.
So if that's not for me to do, what's something else I could do that would also be helpful, show you how much I
Mhm.
do want to, bring both fun and excitement into our lives, but also not to the point where it's gonna bring us
Right.
trouble, you know?
Right.
But that has taken a long time, and there are a lot of instances where I overcorrected
Mhm.
because that was done out of guilt. Some of that was done out of guilt. Some of it was just done out of,
Let's get it moving.
"Let's get it
Let's
moving,"
get
but
a
some of
start.
it was out of guilt. Yeah, I
Yeah.
always every time I've tried to earn money for our
Mhm.
family, I've ended up costing us more. I don't know how that works. I swear to
Mhm.
God, you
You
wouldn't think
know,
it's possible, but it
that happened with I
fucking be.
tried to do when we were in Pawpaw, I tried to do, like, delivering the weekly flyer or whatever,
Yeah.
and so I'd do it, and I thought, "Oh, I'm being helpful." Well, then it, like, you have to use the car, so then you're wasting gas, like, it wasn't worth any of it,
No,
and
it
so
was
then it's
actually in
like
the end, it was a deficit more than a positive.
right,
Yeah,
right.
I've done
So
that
then
too.
it's like, whatever. Yeah.
Yep. And I've said to Spirit too, "Hey, if I'm wrong and I'm meant to have
Mhm.
a go to a job, like,
Right.
if I'm wrong in this,
Mhm.
I'm willing to do something different, or not just a
Right.
job, but in any way. Hey, if I'm doing this incorrectly, will you show me, right? Show me a
The
different
right
way.
way.
Show me the
Yeah.
way that is gonna be for the highest good of all, because right
Yeah.
now I see it like this, and it is something that I do, and I am Jimmy is open enough to hear me when I say it now. Like, hey,
Mm,
I'm asking spirit for an open door. I'm not just gonna just because I think that this is a good
mhm,
idea, I'm gonna wait now. Spirit, give me
mhm,
an open door. Case in point, my tooth. This is so absurd, and I'm gonna a year ago, I knew there was something wrong with my tooth, and somehow in me, and I
mhm,
can't remember now exactly, but I knew I should have that tooth pulled. But it's a very important tooth. It seems silly to me to
right.
get that tooth pulled because if I get it pulled, now I'm gonna need an implant, and our insurance doesn't cover that
Yeah,
very well. And it really seemed like a
yeah,
bad idea to get it pulled. So I went and had a root canal and a crown,
right.
and I had relief for maybe a minute, and then
Mhm,
I had a problem, and I knew there was a problem, and I kept saying, "I should not have had that done." So
mhm,
now I still needed to get so when now I'm numb. My half of
right.
my mouth is the lower half of my mouth is completely numb. It has been
Mhm,
for almost a month now, and in the end, I had to get that tooth pulled anyway, and I'm gonna need an
right.
implant anyway,
Anyway,
and
yep.
now to add insult to injury, fucking mouth, the whole left side is
Mhm,
numb
yeah.
and also
I think
burns.
well, I think and I've noted this before, but I do believe, like, mirroring each other.
Yeah,
Like, you're like Tony,
yeah,
I'm like Jimmy,
right.
so we're mirroring each other, and I've always seen that, but it's more apparent, but I think the difference is, like, you're also willing to see the things, like, it hurts or whatever,
Yeah,
but it but you're also open to seeing it and or hearing it.
right.
I mean, it took a while.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a long journey.
So I do have a little hope.
Yeah, and I do
But
there is
there are
something
times but there are times like last night, like maybe our marriage isn't going to be able to survive this. Like cuz he is so like he's shut. It's almost like the door is shut. Maybe sometimes it's partially open, but there are times when I'm like and that to me is super sad.
yeah,
But I do kind of wonder sometimes like is this gonna be a tipping point?
right. And it is, like, and for me, the reason I couldn't hear it and I don't wanna speak for Tony either, but back
Mhm.
in the day for me, the reason I wasn't able to hear it or ready to hear it was because I had not worked through my own guilt and shame over the troubles that I caused, right?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
wasn't yet able to work through that piece of it. And I will say, on the perspective of Jimmy, he is a non-drinking alcoholic. He hasn't had a drink in
Mhm.
12 years.
Mhm.
He cannot still own up to his own what the difficulties that created in our family.
Right.
He just this weekend
So he's at the guilt and shame.
he hasn't worked through his own guilt and shame, and that's
Yeah.
okay, right? It is
Mhm.
okay that that's where he is.
Mhm.
I he just it's fine, but there are times that we'll be watching a show and watching this one called The Flight Attendant on HBO, and
Mhm.
it is funny to me that it's not a show he can watch because it is you're watching this person's alcoholic
Mhm.
nonsense, and
Yeah.
Jimmy wasn't that far into the alcoholic nonsense. However, there was some there, and
Mhm.
I can see how there is a place in him yet that he has not been able to feel
Touch
fully.
on.
Like
Right.
he
Yeah.
isn't there yet. And like to your point earlier, sometimes I say, and I actually said it in the car this weekend, I get sometimes so frustrated that I'm always the one doing the work. Here I am. I'm over
Yeah.
here. All right, spirit, show me where I could change. Show me how I
Yeah.
get to grow. Show me how I can be the best version of me at this moment that I possibly can be, right? Open the doors that are
Mhm.
needed for me to see what I need to see that I'm not seeing clearly yet. Where are they? If I'm ready for them, please show them to me. I want to experience everything that my soul came here to experience in this lifetime even if parts of it are not what Mel version of fun is. Okay,
Right.
I want that for I want that for me in a deeper way than I want, my yacht Connie. I mean, that's fun, and that seems like a fun idea. But the
Mhm.
truth is what I really want is to be the fullest that I can be in this human form that my soul came to here to create.
Well, I get tired of being the one apologizing for the
Yeah,
way that I felt and having to say, I think the part of it is to make him feel better, right? Like it has really nothing to do with you. It's just easier to blame you.
right,
And my human self is like, and fuck that, like, like fuck off. I want to blame you. I do want to fucking blame you.
right.
And it feels better to blame you
Yeah,
than to look deeper. But I am so fucking tired I think sometimes I do it to squash so he doesn't have to feel whatever, right?
right.
That it brought up in him. So then I'm like, and I'm sorry and whatever, whatever, whatever. And that does get old. Like, and I'm willing to see it and I'm willing to admit that in reality, like in the higher perspective, it doesn't have fucking anything to do with it. He was giving me the experience, and
I
aren't I fucking grateful? Like, I am so fucking happy about it. But my human self is like, and you motherfucker, you caused me this fucking pain, and I'm now having to work through it. You goddamn piece of shit.
Well, and I will say when even this weekend when I say and I am so glad that I've changed. I also what I don't say to Jimmy, because I don't
Hmm.
think he's ready to hear it yet, is, "Hey, and you were asking for that, motherfucker." Like,
Hmm.
I can see the higher perspective that you were getting everything you needed to get to the point,
Hmm.
right? Which were it was me just piling on one pile of shit on top of another pile of fun, and they were fun shits.
For him
Like, please, to
for
find
him to
the thing,
step up
right?
and say,
Heck
enough is
yes.
enough.
So there's a
Yeah.
piece of me that has said I do acknowledge. I don't know that I say I'm sorry, but I can say I acknowledge the pieces that I played in here to make this experience in this lifetime hard for you.
Hmm.
And what I don't say, and I keep to my little self because obviously I'm better than he is,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
also don't say the part that says, "And bitch, you should be thankful for me, but you
Hmm.
ain't there yet." Right? Like,
Yeah.
and in that regard, I can say to myself, and maybe it's my own ego that says,
Hmm.
"I'm able to handle it and you're not." Right?
But the thing, yeah, there is that. But then, like you just said, and what did you just say? Something about you're not ready or whatever. So, like what I said earlier, like I'm gonna have to work through this on my own because I can't go to him, right, without
Right?
him taking it so offensively and feeling like I'm poking him, which maybe I am, but it's like, so I have to work through all of this stuff, and it's my journey. What See, like, this is the shit that happens in my brain, but
Because I
it's like,
wonder
but why do I have to swallow it? Like, my solar plex last night was so fucking tight and inflamed, like, I had to go and say the fucking thing.
good, but don't you think that that is the but don't you think that you are now following you're not just following what feels right in your head, like, "Oh, I'm gonna go bring this shit at you." When you're feeling the
Right.
pressure, right?
Yeah.
When you're noticing the energy in your body is giving you pressure, and
Yeah.
you're feeling like, "Hey, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna release it." Let the chips
Yeah.
fall where they may. I do think that
I do
whether
have
or
the
not
goosebumps.
it looks like it is right, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter whether it looks like it's right or whether it looks like you're just fucking throwing shit at a wall or throwing shit at him. If you're
Mhm.
there and you can tell where it is in your body, it is time to let it out. And I'm sorry if
Mhm.
that is really hurtful for another person, right?
Yeah.
It is unfortunate that it is hurtful to him because of course you love him and of course you want him to, to be that best friend in that moment. And he's not there yet. And
Yeah.
that's okay too. But it doesn't mean you don't get
Mhm.
to
Say the things.
say the things out loud that are needed, whether he acknowledges or realizes it or not, or maybe even if you acknowledge or realize it or not. It's not the point.
Right.
You let it go. And at the end, did you feel any relief?
I felt some, but I feel like I stopped before I was completely done.
Because
And
you were
so
worried about
then
his
I get
feelings.
yep, I was worried about his feelings.
Yeah.
And then but it was funny because then I get on the rods and I get my messages and whatnot, and it was about you were in the flow
Yeah.
and you don't need to know where it's going.
Right.
You just need to be in the flow of it, the
Yeah.
energy of it, and the release of it.
Right.
And
And
so,
I
like, that helped me because it felt like confirmation, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
that
And
was what I needed to do, like, I did
sometimes maybe
listen.
being too I don't I'm gonna say this all wrong. I know it's gonna come out
Mhm,
because I can't quite find the stream of the words, but there is a thing about being too spiritually inclined. Like, "Oh, that's
mhm,
for me on my own to handle," right? Or, "That's for
yeah,
me." There is a piece of sometimes again, I remind myself whenever I think, "Oh, I probably fucked that up or I probably did that wrong," like, if I
mhm,
were really spiritually inclined, if I were really conscious, I wouldn't have done it that way. Well,
right,
but I'm a human, and in my
right,
humanness, sometimes, right, wrong, or otherwise, this is where I'm going, and this
mhm,
is what I've gotta do, right? Period.
right, mhm,
And I try to hope and trust I don't like the word hope, but trust that spirit is
mhm,
spirit's got our backs, right?
yeah,
Spirit's got us. And even if this is a rough moment, and even if this is a patch that is unpleasant to go through, there's
mhm,
gonna be some peace on the other side of it, and sometimes
yeah.
peace on the inside of it. Not always peace on the inside of
I
it.
feel like, what he would like is that we get along all the time and it's hunky dory and all is well. Like, that is his hope. Like, when he was out of work, I was going through all of that stuff, like finding my voice and working through other things, right?
Uh-huh.
And so there was a lot of us not talking, and I mean not talking for 2 weeks, and then we would be good, and then at the end of the week, it would be back to we're not talking for 2 weeks. And so he holds a grudge with me. I had all of that time off, and all you wanted to do was fight. Where I didn't think it was fighting, I think it was well, he because okay, so part of it was to wake him up because I would be the one that would kind of ice things over, so everything would be good, right?
Yeah,
Or at least on the surface level, it'd feel fine.
yeah.
But underneath, I'm a brewing cauldron,
Right.
and the shit's ready to bubble and
Yeah.
boil
And again, why
and
do you have to I mean, you we
quiet
could bring this
myself.
back right, why we can bring this all the way back to the beginning of the marriage. Why do you have to be the one to silently suffer?
Right.
No, I don't know that there's ever a time that we should silently suffer. Maybe there is for some people, but,
Mhm.
you have silently suffered.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unnecessary. Say that,
Yeah.
and I do know as someone who can come across sometimes kinda harsh, I've stopped myself too from saying going further because
Mhm.
I don't wanna just be hurtful. I don't wanna be overly hurtful. It's already hurting.
Mhm.
But also, I mean, for me, I think it's just the same pattern that you've been working through, which is I deserve to also
It is
feel
a
good
lot of
in
it.
this relationship. I
Yeah.
don't I deserve to also feel good in this relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is, and I'm like, as he's bringing it up, I'm like, "Yeah, but look at how much better our relationship is for it."
Right.
Like, I can look back and say, "You know what? I wish that we were at this point, maybe not at this moment right now, but to this point where we are, and that was a year ago." Like, things would have looked different. But like I said before, I also like, with him not working, it was my opportunity to work through a bunch of this crap.
Right.
And so if he had been working, I'd probably be back where I fucking was. And I
Yeah.
don't wanna go back there,
No.
but I do get it. Like, it is fucking awkward to live in the same house as your spouse and you're fucking avoiding each other. It is so awkward.
It's
Like,
gotta be.
finally, he would be like, he would tell our kids, "Oh, your mom's mad." I'm like, "How would he even know if I'm mad or not?" Like, he hasn't talked to me. Like,
Right.
he's making up a story in his head. He wants me to believe that it's always me making a story up in my head or jumping to conclusions, which I'm willing to admit I do that. I do. It's like a protective mechanism, right? Like,
Yeah.
to gear yourself up for the worst case scenario. But so he has gotten better at coming to me before it gets to the 2-week mark.
Well, and that's progress. I mean,
Right.
I like to think I'm not dead yet, so there's still more to
Mhm.
go, and even when I think I'm I'm getting, you know, closer to the end of something, don't worry,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
worry, don't worry. There'll be something on the other side of that, and
There
and
always is. It's like the second you think you're done, like, gone through it,
no,
the universe loves to fucking throw something else
they
at you.
really do enjoy doing
To
that.
see, are you really through it?
Yes.
Are you really?
Are you really? Yeah, are you really?
Are you really?
And to appreciate
If
the
I hear
shift.
I still feel a little
Feel
twist
a
there.
tinge. There's a tinge in there.
Yep.
There's a
Yep,
tinge.
yep, yep. Mhm.
I will say, but when you're going through it, you recognize it easier, or it doesn't take you so long to recognize, "Oh, I'm in the same
Yeah.
pattern." So
Mhm.
I'm having this experience with my mom, and
Mhm.
I've I've been hesitant to cut myself off from her, not completely, but in a way, because it doesn't trigger me as much as it used to, right?
Mhm.
It doesn't, because I'm much more evolved than that.
Mhm.
I always thought when you're so spiritually, you know, awake, you
Awake.
can handle
Mhm.
almost anything, right? You should be able to
Yeah.
handle it all. And now I've come to the
Mhm.
conclusion where, yeah, actually I can, and I'm not triggered, and I don't want
Mhm.
to. Period.
Right.
I just don't actually want to. And
Mhm.
so for my whole life, I've been going through this experience with my mom where nobody triggered me like my mother. And I'm
Mhm.
sure for a lot of us, our parents, that is just true, but nobody triggered me like her. Being in the same room with her for an hour and I would be a basket case. I just couldn't get through without losing it. And now
Mhm.
I can. I have been able to for kind of quite some time. And but she also pesters me
Mhm.
incessantly,
Right.
incessantly, even if it's in a way that she considers to be, "Well, I was just checking in to say good morning. Why can't you just do that?"
Mhm.
No, I can feel the energy of what that is. It's you tugging on
Right.
me. Tug a tug a tug.
Right.
Like, I feel like, okay, this is graphic. This is way too much. I got you. I'm gonna say it anyway because it really feels like the exact, if you're a woman who has used a
Mhm.
tampon,
Mhm.
when you get the
Yeah.
pull and it comes out, like that tug, it's like this tug. I just feel this tug. This is just,
Mhm.
and on my energy. And I
Right.
can look at the texts, or, for instance, yesterday I got 10 and 2 phone
Mhm.
calls. And then
Right.
she can't get a hold of me, so she gets a hold of my daughter, or tries to get a hold of our
Mhm.
daughter. Usually she didn't do it yesterday. Normally she'll also then try to get a hold of my husband. And finally yesterday I was like, I'm fine and it's fine, but I just don't want to. Why? Why
Right.
why do I have to continue to be in a relationship where when I've asked, "Hey, please, we're going away for a weekend. Can you not
Mhm.
reach out to me during that time?" Right? I have other
Right.
siblings. You could reach out to them. But
Mhm.
no, that's not how it goes. It's a constant barrage, and not and I turn the ringer of my phone off so it doesn't chime every time or ring every time. And so it's like, finally last night I was like, "Oh, I actually don't have to." Just
Right.
because I can now manage
Right. Doesn't mean you have to
doesn't mean I
tolerate
have
it.
to. Why? I
Yeah.
don't want to. And so there is a thing too about this spiritual awakening process of seeing, that we're sort of better or higher or more, and we should be able to handle it better, higher or more. And I think it came up because of you thinking that you should be able to just handle your feelings and do it on your own. Why?
Mhm,
Because he's gonna feel bad? Well,
mhm.
okay, and not that we're trying to inflict your intent isn't to inflict pain on
No,
him,
it's to work through it.
right,
Yeah.
and it's to work through it for you individually, maybe for him, but
Mhm.
for certainly for your relationship, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so, who says that by holding it to yourself or you have to go through it yourself is the right way
right.
just because
Well, and I think that in reality, it's gonna create a bigger gap
right,
thinking about it because I will have because it doesn't me not sharing it, our relationship doesn't grow,
right,
right?
right.
Like, if I keep all of it to myself, he's gonna stay right here completely shut off, and I'm not looking I surface level conversation, surface level bullshit, I can take it to an extent, but that isn't what I'm looking for.
No, I hear you.
I
Me
want
either.
I open, share our shit, share our feelings, like and I think it's funny because I think that I think being angry is the easiest emotion to share.
Oh, for sure. I agree with you.
Showing your vulnerability
I
is
mean,
fucking hard.
mm,
That is hard.
it is hard.
It's so hard. That's why I think there's so many pissed off people because it is so much easier to share your feelings in anger and rage than it is to share yourself crying
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
and
And then Jimmy gets annoyed. I wanna look at the energy underneath it. So what do you think that experience is for? Right? What is it right? And he's like, "Oh, for fuck's sakes, I've gotten to the point now where I can actually say, I feel kinda sad. Isn't that enough? Like, isn't that enough? Well,
for
okay,
you,
but
maybe.
yeah, but
For
now
me
that we're there, I do, and I'm so glad that we are there. Thank you for sharing with
mhm,
me that you're
mhm,
sad." Now that we're
mhm,
to the word sad, can we look underneath what that sad is from? Where's that coming from? Why do you think that's there? I mean,
mhm,
it is annoyingly exhausting, and
mhm,
I also can barely have a conversation about real life. Real life is just
mhm,
real life is really a challenge. Real life, just to see things as real life is
yeah,
I almost can't. It's like I almost actually can't.
mhm.
Fuck, it's like
Well, like,
it's
okay, the state
annoying.
of the world. Like, you've stopped watching the news completely. I've started watching TikTok, so I got a guy on there I really like.
I got a
But anyway,
guy.
he's not mainstream media. But anyway, and then well, these people had to come here and they have a thing that they're supposed to do. We're all supposed to be growing with it, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, in my human head is, and I'm like, and are we done yet? Like, can we fucking stop this madness? Like, I feel like we're in a fucking, I don't know, a tunnel of just crazy. And then, but then I go back to and I understand that they came here with their purpose and da 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 da. And we all came here to experience and go through this purpose or whatever fuck is happening all together. We all claim to come in at this time. And it's just like, my fucking God, like if I was somebody on the street listening to this bullshit, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like she's a fucking nutter. Like, so it's so like, there's pain, like, there's some people that are being truly affected by stuff, and I feel for them, but then there's that other side, well, they must have put that in something that they're supposed to be going through, And I'm thinking, "God, that's so fucking nuts." Like,
Yeah. It
it's
is
just so
I don't think it's
fucking nuts.
a good idea to say to anyone in the middle of an experience, which is why
No, you signed up for this shit. Yeah, no, I
sometimes my
agree.
daughter is like, "Hey, yo, yo,
And you can
yo,
fuck off.
yo, 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 ma. I just wanna feel I just wanna
What I'm
have my
feeling.
feelings right now." Yeah, I
Mhm,
really just wanna have my feelings right now. And it is so I don't think that in the middle of something are we,
mhm.
is it really in the highest good? Maybe for some it is, but mostly it's not, the highest good for all isn't to point out, "Oh, I think you came here to experience that, you sweet,
I
sweet
know.
girl, or you sweet, sweet boy,"
Mhm,
or have you looked at, can you check your energy underneath there? Like, what's going on
mhm,
beneath the
mhm,
surface
mhm.
there? Like, I
Yep.
don't really think
You
that
need to
that's
do your
normal.
numerology, your
I think
astrology, you need to pull some tarot cards, you need to go do an energy reading, like, blah, 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 blah,
I
blah,
don't
like
really think that that's very helpful.
right.
And I do say, like, when you pass people on the street who are unhoused and
Mm,
looking for some cash flow,
mhm.
you know, I always find it interesting when I do want to open my wallet
Yeah.
and when I don't wanna open my wallet. And so I
Mhm,
trust the energy of that. I trust the energy
mhm,
beneath, and I also find it curious. I'm a very generous
mhm,
person mostly. When I
mhm,
am not being generous, I'm curious. That's funny that
mhm,
I had nothing. I did not feel at all
mhm.
like I just passing you right by. And
See,
then
there was a
sometimes
guy
go ahead.
mhm. Oh, there was a guy, like, speaking of that, I need to help this person. There was a guy at the shopping center, there's a lot of homeless in the city that's next to us where all the shopping is, and I was in that lot, and he had a dog, and it was him, and I don't know, I had to turn around, I had to go get dog food out of my luckily, I had just went to the pet store, so I had dog food, I had treats, I'm giving those to him, and I'm giving him money. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But then there's been other times where I feel like, "Oh, I should be generous," right? Like the whole manifesting thing,
Yeah. Yep.
and
Nope.
then I'm like, "And I
No.
should not have
No.
given them a goddamn
That's
nickel."
right. No. I trust that now. I trust my
Mhm.
intuition on that. I trust when I give, when I have the impulse or the desire to give, anytime I use the
Yeah.
word should, I pause. Anytime I
Mhm.
notice a should,
Mhm.
anytime I notice a should, I mean, I'm sure there's times I say should and I don't notice it, but anytime I notice a should,
Right.
I pause. There's
Mhm.
something here, there's something here, and that's in all of life, but I
Yeah.
do recognize now when it feels right and when it feels
Mhm.
wrong. I do, try to consider not going against those things, and when I do, like when I was helping with dad's back in his place,
Mhm.
I do sort of joke with myself like, "Alright, motherfuckers, let's see what we got going on today,
I'm
because
gearing up for the
I'm gearing up for something, I don't know what it's gonna be," and maybe, and then I would wonder, did I just manifest that bullshit because, I'm drawn to
Yes,
and then I
yes.
fucking all the things and all
Yes.
the ways.
Yeah.
Did I
Mhm.
just bring that into being? Did I blah, 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 blah? I mean, and I'm to the point now where I don't care. I just try really hard to hear the subtle voice
Right.
inside me that says, "You should do that," or,
Mhm.
"You should really pause,"
Right.
and go with it. Whether it's, driving around and giving out all the shit you just bought at the pet store and then having to go back to
Right.
the pet store and rebuying it all over again or not. I don't know. I trust that. I trust that
Well, and
whatever
that
that
was
is, the
one thing
energy is right.
that we did learn is that some people did come here to be unhoused.
Yeah, they
Not
did.
all,
Not
but
all.
there are some that
Yep.
that is part of their path.
That is part of the path. Yeah.
And you wanna say, "Are you kidding?" Like, my human heart, like, hurts for it,
Hurts for them. Yeah, mine too.
and but
It can be
we've been told
both,
that.
right?
Yeah.
I do think that part of this is holding both. I think that there are things through some readings that we've done and some energy look-ins that we've done. I think it's terrible. I will say to spirit, I think you made this shit. You need to get back to your own blueprint. I think you
Mhm.
got some fucked ups in here that need to be corrected. And, because as a human, when I'm looking at it, I'm thinking that is bonkers bananas and that's a really bad idea from my
Mhm.
human perspective. And also, I don't have the vast, expansive, right, knowing of all.
Mhm.
I don't,
Right.
that's not who I am. I'm just a
Right.
human who, because I think some
Just a
of the
girl
things,
living in the
I'm just a
world.
girl living in the world. There's the song. I should turn
Mhm.
it on. And it is, but I do think it's our job to hold both. I am all about natural consequences.
Mhm.
I really feel like, and I mean natural, meaning spirit is gonna arrange experiences for you.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's it. They are gonna
Mhm.
Spirit is gonna arrange experiences for you. Period.
Right.
That's
Whether
it.
you want them or not.
Yep, and I think even in the manifesting culture of
Mhm.
manifesting your desires, and I
Mhm.
do believe that there are those. I gave a reading. So for all the readings that we've done, I gave one reading. You weren't there, Annie. I don't even know if I've
Mhm.
told you about it. I've given one reading where this lady, she could manifest whatever the fuck she wanted.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, when I touched her energy, I opened my eyes to look at her like, "Do you know what you can do?"
Mhm.
Like, it was so I said, "Do you notice that you get whatever you're thinking about, whatever you desire? Like, it just
Oh.
happens to come into your world?" And
Now
she
is
was
it both
like,
good and bad?
"I did not feel bad. I felt if you want whatever, you can fucking have it."
Mhm.
I didn't
Mhm.
feel both sides of it in that experience.
Right.
It was and she goes, "Well, the feeling I got was you can have whatever the fuck you want. Do you know
Mhm.
that?" So then I asked her, right, "Do you know that?" And she's like, "Well,
Mhm.
I don't understand math." Like, that is definitely not what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They are definitely not talking about math. They are talking about tangible items. For instance,
Mhm.
that brooch you're wearing right now. She goes, "Oh, yeah, actually," and then she told me the story of how this brooch came to be.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can have everything just like that. It didn't mean that she never had to lay out a nickel, right? That
Right.
she never had to buy anything. That wasn't true.
Mhm. Mhm.
And she's like, "Well, there's a lot of things that I think, oh, I'd really like that, but then I don't because I think, well, blah, blah. No, maybe not." No, 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 no.
You could have it.
You definitely could have it. And
Mhm.
it did not feel like a hard time was coming up behind it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
We've given many other readings independently with just me or with both of us where lives are there were way more experiences of discomfort in this lifetime than that. I've
Mhm.
had that one experience for that one person. I've had multiple where people came in to have some discomfort
Mhm.
intentionally
Well, some
their
of it's
soul's
karmic.
right, from their soul's perspective.
Yeah.
There was some intentional
Yeah.
discomfort in this lifetime on purpose, and many more than you can just manifest and have whatever the fuck you want.
Mhm.
So that is,
Right.
I did have that one experience, and
Mhm.
so I'm sure that it's out there, more times over.
Yeah.
But for some, I wonder if you're just creating a different road also, right? Like, you're gonna manifest
Mhm.
yourself out of whatever, and they're just gonna bring it to you. Because if you
Okay.
came here to experience something, you're gonna experience it, whether this
But
lifetime or the
I
next.
but there was a quote that hit me, and I
Yeah,
actually got some confirmation on it. You can't fuck up, like, you might not hit the mark of what you ultimately came to do, but if it's meant for you,
it's coming.
it will find you.
It
It
is
might not
coming.
you might want it today, but if it's not the right time, it's not gonna be today.
Yep.
Whatever it is that you put out there to before
Experience,
you came,
feel, whatever.
it's coming and
It's
it's coming one way or another.
I agree. It is coming, and that's the reason why no longer do I feel like, "Oh, when we first started, I thought, "Oh, I wanna achieve my soul's purpose." No, no, no. I just need to fucking lay around, do what feels
Mhm.
right, right? Keep moving with
Right.
the flow, find the energy flow, but it is
Mhm.
coming for me. It's coming
Yeah.
for you. It is like you could stand still. My mom
Mhm.
it used to drive me crazy when my mom would say this because my mom didn't work after my dad divorced her. She did work sometimes, but she didn't work often because she couldn't make enough money to bother paying for childcare.
Mhm.
But and she would say I would say, "What do you think? Something's just gonna land on your door?" And she would say, "Yes,
Yep.
that is what will
Mhm.
happen." And the fuck if it didn't happen. It was
Right.
bananas to me how that shit happened for her. I mean, fucking incredible. And, this is
Mhm.
back in the fucking 70s and 80s. We never heard about manifest shit. Like, that was not a part of our vocabulary or anything like that. It was just it is coming for you.
Mhm. Yeah.
Period. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna derail that motherfucker. I don't care what you do. You ain't
Yeah,
gonna
and
derail
but
it.
I think though the big thing too is like the we've always been like society taught us you gotta push, you gotta push, you gotta push, you gotta work hard, you gotta do all this stuff, and that is not accurate either. You can push all day long, but if it's not the timing or if it's not for you, it ain't coming.
If it's not for you, it's not coming.
Mhm.
Period. You could try all
Yeah.
your might. You could try. It can look so absurd in the human level of why that's not working for you. I hear
Mhm.
that, right? But it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's Ernie. I think our time here is done.
Yep. I agree with Ernie.
I agree with Ernie. All right. Well, friends, I'm Mel.
I'm Ann.
Don't forget, if you are enjoying listening to our nonsense, our version of nonsense, feel free to hit that follow button so that you get an update. We do new releases on Tuesdays, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time, occasionally on Thursday if we feel the episode sort of
Mhm.
plays off of the back of the last one.
Yep.
And we'll see you next.
Yep.
All right. Have a
Maybe
great one.
later.
Bye.
Bye.